Hi there, this is Tana. I am a teacher. My last name is Mobley, so I go by Mobley Teacher at gmail.com. I'm going to have a few different channels or at least a few different emails for my YouTube channel content. But as you can see, a little bit about me. I love Snoopy, and it is a sunny day in November in California. But Christmas is coming soon. I know it's not even Thanksgiving, but I got this shirt for like less than $5 at a thrift store, and it's brand new, so I love Snoopy. I'm wearing my husband's high school band or sweatpants. So I look very Christmassy today. Oops, sorry about the hand there. All right, and yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day in Southern California. What is it? Oh, look, I have my Snoopy watch on too. Can you see it? My husband programmed that for me. It is, what degrees is that? It's sunny. It's like, I don't know, 65. It's early in the morning, but it's going to get about 80 today. But I went to vacation to Missouri to visit my daughter, and I knocked on someone's door because I am an urban scavenger, and I wanted some of their black walnuts, and you're not supposed to take them into California. So they have to be hulled, which is a whole nother video, which I haven't made yet. So I'm doing the chicken before the egg, or here, or something like that. Anyways, okay, so these black walnuts have already been hulled. They are, that's what they look like. They're different than regular walnuts. These are actually cracked a little because I've processed them quite a bit. I took the disgusting hull off, which reminds me of a rotting peach, but black. And you take that off, and then this is what's inside, and you have to kind of scrub it down, wash it really good, and then dry it out. Some people dry it out in a greenhouse or in the back bed of their truck. If you're from Missouri, you probably dry them out that way. But you basically just dry them out for like a couple of weeks, or you can put them in your oven for like 12 to 24 hours at the lowest setting. So like most ovens don't do 150, even though they say 150 is good. So mine did 170. So I actually dried these out in Missouri because I was trying to follow the law and crack them there, but they were so hard to crack, I couldn't. So I knew that I had cleaned off all the stuff, and I had brushed it off, and I don't want to, go against the Department of Agriculture, but I did smuggle some of these into California. So anyways, they're pretty clean. They did start molding a tiny bit because I had them in a Ziploc bag. So I scrubbed them off again because I don't like to waste stuff. A little bit of mold. I scrubbed it down the sink, and I washed it down the drain, and then I roasted them again for another couple hours. So these have been roasted several times at a very low temperature, to dry them out and to make sure there's no bacteria and stuff like that. But they're pretty clean. But because they've been roasted, they started to crack. So they're a lot easier than they were when I first tried to crack them, not knowing anything about walnuts. But I've done some internet research, and so yeah. So I'm gonna take this black walnut. I used prongs in Missouri, and when I was trying to crack these. And I put the prongs like from a turkey on there like this. Let me see if I can. Okay, so you're gonna see my feet. Sorry, in order to see this. Oh, there's the hammer. Okay. Oh, will this balance? Okay. So I put the prongs. You won't see my face, but that's okay. On here like this, and then I was like hammering them because I didn't want to smash my fingers. So I put the prongs, but the problem is it still kind of slipped out, and I bent the prongs. So I don't recommend you use prongs to hold down your walnut. What I recommend is actually the nutcrackers, and don't do this on your kitchen counter or somewhere else. Like literally you need to be outside on the concrete. I'm gonna ask my Buy Nothing people. There's a group here called Buy Nothing that people just give stuff away for free. So I'm gonna ask for a concrete table that somebody has from their patio, so I don't have to bend over and do this in the future. Right now my back is not loving me. I actually just turned 50, and I don't really love hunching down to do this, but this is the only way I can do it right now. So I'm going to take our tongs, and I'm not going to actually crack it with this because these are very hard nuts to crack. If I tried to crack it, even with almost all my strength, Okay, maybe if I did it this way, because it's already got a crack in it, I could probably crack it. But that's a lot of effort. So I'm going to use physics and gravity. So I'm going to take this and put it sideways on here like this and put it on the ground. So I have it on the ground. You can't, like, the ground is just outside of your view, but I have a parchment paper under it, so I'm not getting gross stuff on my walnuts. And then I'm using my hammer, and I'm just going to hammer it a few times. So now it's kind of cracked in two. This stuff in the middle of a Missouri black walnut is a lot stronger than like in our English walnuts, where it's like thin paper. This is not thin paper, so this is like, this stuff has to go. There's no way I'm gonna dig this out. I mean, I can try. I don't have a nut pick, so you can use a little thin flathead screwdriver. So I could try to get this out, but there's still a lot of the hard stuff that this is like really hard to get. So I'm gonna have to crack this again. So basically what I do is I crack it in half. So I got two pieces, and then I'm gonna put it face down, and I'm gonna hold it the same way, but like, you know, half one. And then I'm gonna put it face down and crack it again. Okay, so I cracked it again. Now it's getting better. It's starting to come apart more. This one is still not the best. So this does take a while, but it's not as hard as you'd think. Oh, this one's easy. See, look. These are, usually we think nuts are like crunchy, but fresh walnuts are not crunchy at all. Actually, these are very soft. This is very soft. So this one will be pretty easy to get out, but I don't know if you can see it, how I'm peeling it out. So I have this walnut, but this is like, oh gosh, my fingernails are dirty. Sorry about that. It's from the walnuts, I swear. Okay, so here's the flesh, and it's also very easy to take the skin off. You can just like kind of, the skin is a little bitter, so some people like to, I think, oh, that didn't work very well, it crumbled. Anyways, so I have some walnuts, and I actually put them, I hate to reposition this. Oh, here, I'll do this. I'm putting them in a baking pan, because I'm gonna roast them after this. But so I'm just kind of making my operation a little smoother. Notice though also, look at this. So I have these over on the side. These are actually the first ones I did. These look like regular, well, mostly these look like regular color of walnuts. These are pretty black. I think this means they're rotten. I don't know. It might be like a black banana where you could still eat these, but they're not, they don't taste as good. They're more bitter. So you might want to, like, if you get one that's kind of black like this, just throw it away, or I don't know, use it for something else. Walnut oil for your furniture. Squeeze it out and use it for walnut oil. There you go. We like to use everything. So I'm putting them on the side. I'm actually I'll just put them in my separate little container here. Because I'm not gonna roast those. So I'm gonna put them in my little container here that I have just to be efficient. I have some still drying in the oven. I figure it's not gonna hurt. And then I just take 4 or 5 out at a time, because it takes me a little while to do these, so there's no point in having that many out at a time. But here's the new one. Okay, so back to this one walnut. So here I'm gonna take my flathead screwdriver, and I can kind of, if I get just the corner of it and I push it out, then I'll get a piece that's better, where it's not shattered, right? I don't want to shatter my walnut pieces. So I'm getting better at this as I go. I mean, you're gonna shatter some, but okay. So here's another piece it's kind of stuck in there. I can try to use, I might be able to get it out. Let's see. I feel like I need to crack this one more time, even though it's a small piece, because this is very hard. This piece, I don't know if you see that. This right here is not like a paper. It's like rock hard. So I need to crack this before I can get the nut that's there out. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to hold on to it with this, and it's still sticking up above it, so I'm not going to smash my tool here. So I'm just going to smash the walnut again. Well, kind of open it, I guess, as I go. Okay, so this one I did kind of smush this one a little bit, but it's all good. And then I still have a good piece here that I can take my screwdriver. Oh, that one, it broke in half a little bit, but I can at least get it out pretty easily. If I used a nut pick, it probably would be more efficient. I don't know. I'm using the tools I have available. We don't have money and time to buy a perfect thing for everything. There's things that can be multiple uses, and so screwdrivers are fabulous. Okay, so this is just a flathead screwdriver. I'm gonna crack. Oh, actually, this one's already cracked right there. So I'm just gonna peel it open. Actually, oh look, that was nice. This one just it's rolling out of my hand as I'm trying to show you, but this one just came out very nicely. So there's a couple pieces here. So I'm gonna put them over in my pan. This is not something that you're gonna make money at. Not with just the nuts, but my plan with these is I'm gonna learn a lot of things. I learned, actually, as I crack these, I'm just gonna crack them for a bit, and I'm just gonna talk to you about what I learned so far. So black walnuts are native to the Midwest and other parts of the US. They're not native to California, but I'm lucky because I got these from the Midwest. So they are hard to crack, so a lot of people think of them as a nuisance. They're a tripping hazard, because if you have a black walnut tree in your yard, you have probably twisted your ankle. I don't know, I'm just guessing, because those things are basically like they break down, they start rotting, they're slippery, like slimy slippery, and they have this inside, which is basically a golf ball. So imagine trying to mow your lawn and that thing goes flying. We had a hole in the side of our house in Missouri, and I love you, Tristan, but I think our lawn boy may have run over it with a lawnmower and like literally poked a hole in our siding. But that's okay, because we repaired it and it's all good. He didn't know, and I don't want to blame him because I wasn't there to see it, but it's very easy to break a window. This is like a flying projectile if you run over it with a lawnmower. So people want you to take them off of their hands. So if you ever are in Missouri or the Midwest and you see a walnut tree with some of these just rotting on the ground, knock on the person's door and say, would it be okay if I harvest your black walnuts for you? And they're gonna say, please take them all, come back every year, this is your supply. So the good news is these are free. They will be free, believe me. Your neighbors will give them to you, and they might even pay you to, kids, if you want to. This is the way you can do it. They might even pay you to harvest them. So I don't know, like lawn mowing, just offer to rake up or harvest their walnuts. They actually have these. Now I'm getting a little bit off track, and I said I was going to do this at the same time, but maybe not, because this is a little loud. But they have these things that look like a whisk that's rounded. I don't have one here. I didn't purchase one. That like harvest black walnuts. It's almost like those little kid vacuum cleaners that like rolls over something and it picks up the blocks. It's kind of like that. So they have those at like the hardware stores in the Midwest. But honestly, I think a regular rake, like not a rake that's for leaves necessarily, but like a rake that's for heavier duty things, like one of those metal rakes with the flat with the prongs, those can harvest your black walnuts easily, or you can just do it by hand. I literally got a piece of cardboard, sat on my butt, and harvested, because they were all around. So I just sat there and then picked them and put them in a 5-gallon bucket. So pretty, I don't want to say easy to harvest, but and don't be squeamish. You can get the nasty rotting ones with worms in them. The worms don't get into this part. They're just eating the outside of the thing. They're breaking it down for you. So one word of caution, actually, I did research it, and if you find these that have already been totally broken down by nature, right? Like so there's no hull left on them, like, because a walnut is actually like a peach. It looks like a green peach that stinks like acid. It's kind of gross. It's pure black. Anyway, so the what was I saying? See, I'm having a senior moment. I just turned 50. Okay. Oh yeah, if these if you find them just like this, like they've already, nature's done the hulling for you, they may have worms on the inside, or they might have like bacteria or something. So the way to kind of know if they're still good, or at least not waste your time trying to deal with ones that aren't good, is I put them, all the ones that were like this, that were already kind of hulled for me, I put them in a 5-gallon bucket, and I looked online, and it's kind of like bad eggs. You basically just fill the bucket with water, and the ones that are bad float to the top. So then you skim off all the bad ones, and then the good ones are at the bottom. That's not to say that you won't have 1 or 2 bad ones at the bottom. Like I showed you that black walnut, it was like old or rotted or whatever. It was like blacker than the rest of the walnuts. You might, but you will prevent yourself a lot of work if you get rid of the bad nuts at the beginning. So you can float these in a 5-gallon bucket of water and just take off the top. Word of precaution, I was stupid and didn't know anything about black walnuts, but apparently this works as a pesticide, or not a pesticide, an herbicide. So black walnut water from when you're washing these black walnuts is an herbicide, which means don't use it on your plants, which is exactly what I did. I poured it on my plants in Missouri thinking I would water them because I like to recycle water. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope I did not kill my new plants. But I mostly poured them on trees, so hopefully they'll be okay. But I guess I can update you later on that. But they will kill your plants. But if you have weeds that you have growing, like on your driveway where there's like gravel or something, and you want your weeds to die, use the, after you know, we're washing the black walnuts, use that wastewater on those weeds, and supposedly it's an herbicide and it will kill them. So that, there's a whole nother video I could do about what to do with the black mushy hull wastewater stuff, but it can be used as a dye. It makes a nice mocha brown color. I have not tried that yet, so I'm gonna try that one day. And the other thing you can do with it is you can people used to make ink out of it for their ink wells in the early American history days, so that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll make ink one day, but not right now. Okay, so I think actually I was gonna do more. I guess you probably want to see more of my face than just my mouth. I mean, I think my eyes are prettier, but although now you see my wrinkles too. But anyways, I think that's actually enough of this video. We're at 18 minutes. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, I guess, if you, this is my first YouTube video on gardening stuff. I am a UC Master Gardener, but that is not what this video is about. So, but if you ever do want to apply to be a Master Gardener, they have Master Gardeners in every state. So I guess I am making this what it's about at the end here. Here's an advertisement for Master Gardening. During COVID, we all were bored, right? There wasn't a whole lot to do, and I did a lot of gardening, and it was very therapeutic. But I'm not that great at it, or I wasn't. And so when you're not great at something, here's a life lesson. Don't say, oh, I'm just not good at that. Say, oh, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna find somebody who knows, and I'll learn. And with the Master Gardener thing, I really was attracted to it. Somebody on a plant share had shared that they were taking applications. I applied, and I had to rearrange my work schedule and sacrifice to not have that money coming in. So sometimes it takes sacrifice. But I basically said I can't work on Thursdays because we had a Zoom class that was 4 hours, and you were only allowed to miss one class, and it was a whole semester class. And I think it was like $200 or $300, maybe 400, I don't know. But basically you have to, I've had to put in a video application of why I wanted to be a Master Gardener, you have to volunteer for the community after you're done, and you have to keep learning. So that's the main requirement. You're required, I think every state is the same, but I'm not sure. But in California, you're required to do 25 volunteer hours, basically sharing your gardening knowledge with the public or gardening in public spaces. like educational thing, like you're sharing your knowledge with others, and then 25 hours of you learning more, which is called your continuing education hours. So I do 50 hours with Master Gardeners at a minimum every year, 25 hours so I can learn more, and 25 hours that I give back to the community. So if you wanted to be a Master Gardener in any state, I believe there are programs. They're through, in California, they're through the UC Agricultural and Natural Resources, UCANR website. They did not condone my use of black walnuts in California. So, shh, if any Master Gardeners see this, just give me some grace. I swear I'm not spreading disease. But I'll try to do this in Missouri next time. Although it's really pretty here, isn't it? We actually rebuilt our patio, and I didn't put the cover back on because I like seeing the sky and the sound of the birds. I don't know if you can hear them on the video, but it's very relaxing. Okay, so here I am in my Christmassy sweatpants and sweatshirt on a sunny California day talking about Missouri black walnuts. Or not just Missouri, I guess American black walnuts. They're a native plant in much of the US, and if they're a native plant in your area, I'm going to be doing quite a few videos because I'm fascinated by them and I'm learning. Oh yeah, sorry, squirrel brain, that's what my daughter says. I'm a 7. I just found out for the Enneagram, whatever you call that. Anyways, my daughter told me I'm a 7, so I read that one section, so I'm not an expert, but basically it means I have, they call it monkey brain. I kind of like squirrel brain better, although my name is Tana, so Tana Banana, monkey kind of goes. Anyways, there you go. There's my monkey brain. I was going to tell you one more thing. What was it? I guess that's going to have to wait till another video. Okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I plan on making more of these. It's so much fun to learn things. Oh, and I did remember. See, I sometimes do remember. So on my Master Gardener class, it was amazing because every class that I would say, not probably every, but I don't want to say every because that's a strong word. So like 90% of the classes that they taught us, we had to read the chapter in the book, do some study questions. Like it was like a college class, but it was like having a guest professor every week who had a PhD in that specific subject. So you have to be willing to study hard. You think like landscapers or gardeners, like they're dumb? No, they're very smart. Some of them learn it on the job and some of them learn it through university, but ask your local farmer or horticulturist or landscaper, and they know a lot of information. They're naturalists. They know about nature. But so we would have these PhDs, like an arborist, like one would have be an arborist with a PhD in tree something, right? Or an entomologist who has a PhD, which is a person who studies insects, and they have a PhD in entomology. We had a lady who is a vertebrate pest expert, and she's has a PhD in, I have no idea what, but she does autopsies on coyotes to look at rats and stuff that they're eating, and she knows how to kill gophers and squirrels, or not necessarily kill, but to manage. We call it pest management. In the, it sounds very nice, but basically we're trying to get rid of unwanted things in our garden. Like it could be a bug, it could be a fungus, it could be whatever, but the pest, there's usually is a bug. So it's when we think of pest, like pesticide, that's bug killer, right? So pest management, there's pest management for bugs, which does not mean insecticide. I can do a whole nother video about that later. That's more Master Gardener information. But the other one, there's vertebrate pest management, which exclusion is a really great way. I'll just give you one thing, is like basically keep them out of your garden. So bird netting, deer netting, maybe some fencing, for rats, very smooth surfaces, you can put like a stovepipe thing around the bottom of your tree, and like then the rats can't get to it. But of course the squirrels are basically like rats on steroids, so they could get to it. But I don't know. Anyway, if it's slippery, it's hard for animals with claws to cling on to it and climb up it. So if you have a problem with critters with claws getting to your fruit trees or something, you may want to consider doing some kind of heavy-duty plastic or aluminum circular thing around your plant. Okay, I was going to try to keep this under 25 minutes, so I'm going to go. We're approaching 26 minutes. My name is Tana Mobley. You can reach me at mobleyteacher@gmail.com. Subscribe if you like this video. I plan on making several more. See you later. Happy Sunday. You're probably not watching it on a Sunday, but it's a happy Sunday for me. Oh, I went over the minutes. It's 26.02. Like, subscribe, whatever the things are that you do with YouTube. Love you guys. Bye.